Um,
Okay,
Talk over
then
it.
I'll just. Okay, we're officially starting. Welcome, guys. This is officially season 2 of our podcast, season 2 of our weekly meetings, season 2 of Artists Stop Being Poor. We're very excited to have all of you guys here. We're very excited to talk about a lot of things about how to build and grow our art careers. We are very excited about. We're just very excited about what's going to come over this next couple of months with Artists Stop Being Poor. The most pressing event with Artists Stop Being Poor is that by this Saturday, we will be dropping one of the first ever NFT art collections, exhibitions, showrooms, whatever. With Vincent, that is over here somewhere in the the screen. We kind of like he was already a member of the community, um, but he got as crazy as I did during this NFT gold rush that happened over the last 2 or 3 weeks. And we just started talking a lot more deeper about how NFT could change our careers and how it could like offer us all these new possibilities. And I guess like the short story is that we just geeked out about NFTs as hard as we did at the same time. And that kind of matched with my idea of always wanting to do art exhibitions and like stuff where I have to work with other artists, exhibitions where I could show the works of other artists. Group shows. I love doing group shows, and I thought, yeah, launching my NFT collection will be cool. But you know what would be super cool? Making a collection of like 50 artists launching NFTs together. And like whenever I have an idea, I just make it happen. And over last week, I was in vacation. In the countryside of Germany, and at the same time, while I was on vacation, I just fully organized and set up this exhibition that we're organizing with Vincent. And we kind of like brainstorm what was the best idea to bring this technology, this new phase that is the NFT world, and how we could include a lot of artists on it at the same time. So we came up with this project that is 50 NFT artworks about pineapples. And it was a little bit tricky to choose the topic because I didn't know if I wanted to do something super deep and meaningful or just go with something super fun. And I just went with pineapples, which is one of like my favorite art topics of all. I just love doing pineapple art. And I just figured out, like, let's see what other people can do with the topic of pineapple. And we got it like some amazing submissions are just pouring in. And tomorrow we officially launch the communication strategy for this exhibition, so it's going to be like officially out there. And we are just going to be selling digital art that doesn't exist in the real world. And it's going to be 50 pineapples at 100 copies each. The prices start at zero point 0.1 Ethereum and grow by zero point 0.1 Ethereum every 20 copies. So it goes from zero point 0.1 Ethereum for the first 20 copies, zero point 0.2 for the 20 second copies, and zero point 0.5 for the last copies. Roughly translating, the if by like luck or internet craze or whatever, I'm not saying that there's very likely chance that this will happen, but just like, you know, grant me, this idea. If the whole exhibition sells all of it, if all the copies of all the artworks got sold, it is $27 million of art. I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I'm not saying by any means that that's likely to happen, but it's just like the whole value of the exhibition is $27 million of digital art. And again, we're not going to sell all of that, but it's just like a very interesting way to illustrate this point on how we can create value out of digital files or digital art. So I think without further ado, let's bring on Vincent to talk a little bit more about art, crypto art, zeros and ones, digital art, and
Right.
and this exhibition.
Okay, cool. Then, probably most of you already know me. I'm Vincent. I'm a digital artist and painter from Berlin. I studied digital art and animation also here. I'm doing, all kinds of art stuff for over 10 years now, starting from 2D, 3D animation, really, learning mostly all by myself. And then recently I discovered the NFTs. Like, first time I heard about it was like November last year, when an artist called People dropped his first collection of his everydays. Like, he's doing one 3D artwork for 13 years, and he dropped his 2020 collection as NFTs, and they sold for $3.5 million back in November, which was like a huge thing. NFTs itself are around for since 2017, so also not that old actually. Like, in internet age, 4 years is a lot, but it's been around only recently. And then in the beginning of, I don't know, end of February this year, I got more into the NFT topic, and realized also that it's like a really cool thing actually, and that it's something that just gives the value to digital art. Because before, I created also a lot of digital artworks and had them, on YouTube, on Behance, and as files on my PC, but there was no value behind them. Like, when you do a painting and you have the canvas, you have like the physical thing which you can sell, which you can give someone, which you can own, and you didn't have that with pictures on the computer. And now what NFTs allow is to have exactly this kind of ownership for digital artwork, which it's a game changer, I think. And it's not gonna, I don't think it will replace like traditional art forms, but it's more like an addition, like an additional market, which is like emerging currently, and is at the moment blowing up. So I also thought about, what could I do, or how could I get into this art market. And I will just share my screen now, because I opened some tabs where I can show you. So let's see. Here. So this is my this is a platform called Rarible. This is a marketplace where you can create these NFTs, and this is the first NFT I have created. When was it? I think 7 weeks ago. So somewhere in February, I created this. It was just a picture lying around on my hard drive, and I didn't know what to do with it, and I just tried it out, how to do NFT stuff. And then I followed up with some 3D stuff, and created all of these on Rarible before I get discovered. Here, this is OpenSea. This is currently, wait, just go in here. This is here. This is my account on OpenSea, which is basically the same as here, because it goes all over this ID here. This is my crypto wallet. This is the wallet where you also would store your Bitcoins or Ethereum, and with that you can also store these NFTs. These are currently all the NFTs I own, As you can see there, also this is the one I created on Rarible. Also these. Here's one actually that Stefan also made, which I have bought also. And
yeah, click on it, show it bigger.
Yeah. Alright, because this is like also the Beeple is like now the I think third most expensive living artist. He recently sold his work at Christie's for $69 million. And yeah, the most famous artist created this awesome collection of 50 Beeples, also with I think 100 editions for every artwork. And yeah, I got one of the number 44 from Stefan. And what is really cool about OpenSea and the whole blockchain thing is also that everything about the artwork is transparent. So you can exactly see when, how many pieces sold, for what price, who is listing the piece currently for what price. You can see who owns the pieces and how many. For example, here this is me, I own one of these. And yeah, it's all transparent and will be forever in the blockchain for everyone to see. This is also a key thing about NFTs because, this is just an image. I could download it and could upload it again as a new token, but you would always be able to see that it's not the original. While in traditional art, there are many, I don't know, the fake people who make fake art, like how's this guy called, Betraki or so, who did it for decades and nobody knew. Here you would immediately know, when you upload the same picture, that it's not the original token and would have then not the value like this has, for example.
It's just like such an interesting parallel too, because somebody told me today that yeah, you can own a print of the Mona Lisa or you can own the Mona Lisa, and at the end of the day, it's kind of like the same thing, but on one side, you have all the paperwork proving that your Mona Lisa is real. And on the other side, you just bought that at the Louvre's, like museum shop. So, it's all about ownership. All on the artwork is about ownership. The cases, for example, with fake Pollocks, that you couldn't really recognize that it was made by Pollock or it was something very similar. The artwork didn't have any value because it didn't have like the documents and attributions that granted it its value. And it's the same thing with NFT. You can just download the image, yes, but you don't have the paperwork that attributes you value. So
yeah, this is exactly what NFTs and the blockchain is allowing, this ownership on this digital certificate of authentication, like that you really can prove that you own this piece of art.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not limited to art. This is like one part of NFTs, but there are also other things. For example, like this crypto butterfly. This is a series someone made who, I think he drops, or the person drops like one of these crypto butterflies every week. There are 10 to 14 pieces per crypto butterfly, and there will be 21 editions. So in total, around 300 total crypto butterflies. And then afterwards, there can never be never somebody else can do the same thing, because you always know that these things exist. And it's crazy to think about, because when the internet is still around in 100 years, this will still be all there, all open, all transparent. And another really crazy thing about the NFTs is just the hype around it and the increase in value. I bought this, for example, for 0.06 Ethereum, which is like $80 or $80 or something. And the last one sold was for 1 Ethereum, which is $1,600 or so. And I listed mine for 1.6 Ethereum, just because if somebody buys that for that much, that would be pretty nice gains.
Yeah,
Um,
but those gains would also go back to the artists that created those Ethereum. Like
yeah,
commission goes back, and that is unheard of in the art market. There's never been an auction that gives back to the original author of or the original owner of the artwork. So that's just
yeah.
like
That's one of the most insane features I think about NFTs because yeah, even if in 50 years, people look back at this time now and see this is the beginning of of this market, and the very first NFTs will have like a tremendous value. So in 50 years when this sells for, I don't know, 1,000 Ethereum, the person who created this or the wallet who created this will still get the 10% of the sales price, like forever. And that's like, yeah, when a work on Sotheby's sells for millions, the artist doesn't get anything. And here you will get for every sale the percentage. Like you can set 10% or more. I have it for mine also 10, and that's amazing because this is also what just allows many artists to be independent for the long term, even if they, in the beginning are not well known, and then, a decade from now, they get popular and their works get picked up by collectors and the price increase, they will still benefit from that.
yeah, and it also allows regular people to look into investing in art, but from a completely different perspective of what investing in art meant till now. Before it was like, oh yeah, let's buy an artist that is worth maybe 50,000 euros and wait until it goes to 5 million. But now we're talking about really buying artwork at low as 150 euros and waiting for that artist to grow his career and having access to share the profits with the artist rather than like predatorily invest in art. It's a more symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, and I mean, what determines the value is still like in every other market, what people are willing to pay for it, and basically like supply and demand. And since you can, as the artist, uh, set the supply, like you can mint, like minting is called the creation of the artwork or the token on the blockchain. So you can create between 1 and infinite tokens. Of course,
Yeah.
like when you create one, it will have a different value and scarcity than compared to 100 or something crazy. So that's
Well,
also
but that's not such a crazy aspect also because that happens in the art world. You know, if
yeah.
I want to do a fancy print, I'll do 50 copies. If I want to do something more public level, I'll do 1,000 copies. You know, if I want to do something mid level, I do some silk screens that are more expensive, but I can do more. You know, it supply and demand for copies also is something that translates very well to the real art world.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, and that's also something I did in the project I also created in the NFT space, which maybe I can show you. Because I started 18 days ago, I started creating Bitcats.
Bitcats. I love the
Bitcats.
Bitcats.
These are characters, or like a character I created for a video game I was working on last year, and I just had it lying around, and I thought that these would I can make many different unique versions of them, and yeah, make them basically digital collectibles.
Let's call
And
it what it is. It's a homemade Pokemon. You wanted to invent
yeah,
your
yeah,
own Pokemon, and all the Pokemons are cats.
basically yes, they're like Pokemon cards, so you can they have
Pokemon is amazing.
and yeah, I'm creating one every day. They have different rarity, like ranging from like 1 to 13 editions per bitcat. So, for example, this one with the orange frame, like I made the rarity scale like you have like in, I don't know, World of Warcraft, like the items, like you have the commons, the uncommons, the rares, the epics, and the legendaries. So this is like a 1 of 1. There are 3 of these, and 5, 8, and 13. So overall, the supply is still pretty low, but the price ranges, like I totally set the price, and it can be whatever, but the price ranges so from 1 Ethereum to 0.077 Ethereum, which is like right now 1,500 euros to 80 or something.
And it's just like, people find this weird that we're attributing. It's like I'm not 100% a convert. I am a little bit skeptical, but like people criticize attributing this much value to zeros and ones and digital files, but we've been attributing random value to stuff as forever. As we've been a society, we've been putting value as into stuff that might or might not have it. Oh, it's like, are diamonds as valuable as they should? Is money more than paper with fancy paint on it? Is a Picasso really worth what it is? It's just value that we invented as society, and as a society, we're moving more into digital formats. So maybe it is natural that we start attributing real life monetary value to digital assets.
Yeah, absolutely, and yeah, it's worth as much as people are willing to pay for it, and it's rather than also like what you always say. It's like the storytelling behind it, and how you marketed it, and as when you're an artist, it's also about like who you are, and this is with like NFTs similar. And I mean, maybe I can show you some. I mean, you can see someone actually already bought one for 0.2 Ethereum, like I think yesterday, one of these, which was really cool. So this 0.2 Ethereum are like $350. So that's actually quite a decent income for creating one of these. And my hopes, of course, are that they pick up, and that people want them, because there are not so many, and yeah, it's great, because when we take a look here at the rankings, this is also the blockchain thing, you can always see like who sold how many, who earned what amount of money, or Ethereum in that case, and always see everything. So if we take a look, the CryptoPunks, this is the first NFT collection that came out. There are 10,000 algorithmically created CryptoPunks. Each is unique, and they have been around since mid 2017. And yeah, they are, because these were the very first NFTs. They are currently like they are going like crazy. Like the prices are absolutely insane. Like you can see 88 Ethereum, 223. Like these are like, multiply this with 1,500. So this is super crazy. Yeah, I mean, there are the barrier of entry is quite low, especially on OpenSea, because you can just you can create your collection here, and you basically just have to pay like a one-time gas fee, it's called, like the fee when you create new tokens on the blockchain, and then you can create like an unlimited amount of NFTs, and there are many copycats. I mean, basically the systematic is like the same as like CryptoPunks or like a lot of other collections with the Bitcats, because also these collectors, this system behind collectibles just works like also behind Pokemon. So I think the market, or what you already see, is like that the market is getting like flooded with a lot of people who make just copies of the CryptoPunks. For example, this guy here, he makes like this crypto frogs, but still sells them. Like it's still the way you promote it, or he promotes, is just people are interested in it and buy it, and yeah, I think it's also because it's just it's just starting to really to pick up. I can also show you cool graph for that here on cryptoart.io. You can see on the data exactly, the sales volume of all the big marketplaces. And as we can see, it started here in 2018 and there was nothing. And then slowly here in November, like Beeple released his first NFT drop, which was like 3.5 million. And then you can see it is absolutely blowing up right now. So we have a total volume here of, I don't know, 200,000 Ethereum. And these marketplaces like Nifty or Super Rare Foundation are really more like exclusive marketplaces who handpick the artists. So only artists who have like a huge Instagram following or already have, are known and have an audience can sell there, compared to like OpenSea, where basically everyone can create collections and sell artworks.
Well, I just want to add something there. You know, this thing of being somewhere or being like a famous artist can also be hacked into presenting yourself as a super professional artist. So maybe you can start with collections in places like OpenSea, but create a nifty marketing strategy around it. So then you can apply to these more exclusive marketplaces by showing how hard you work to promote your NFTs. So I also don't think that it's just uploading your NFTs and just hoping somebody to find them. It needs a marketing strategy around it.
Absolutely, and this is, for example, also I started like the Bitcats like 18 days ago, and from nothing, I don't have like a huge following. Like on my other account, I have like 150 followers, so really like nothing actually. And I'm posting one every day. Like I create like a bit of a story, like I try to make it cute and connect with the audience. Ask them for ideas and create like a community around them. But I'm also doing, like, for example, I did a giveaway for this NFT here, which is like a composition of the first 9 Bitcats, where I will do, like, actually today, I will start another giveaway with the composition of the here of this one, Bitcats number 10 to 18, where we'll give away 2 of these and we'll auction the third one. And then in 10 days, I will do another giveaway where we'll give away 1 and auction 2, and then try to ingrain this awesome habitual rhythm of releasing them and being consistent and but doing it strategically. Like I'm also promoting each post with a couple of euros each day just to increase the reach, because it's important to spread the message and spread the word of your NFTs. And
but I love it. I love it because like any artist that would be doing this with their paintings would be selling them too. It's just like, just get out there and talk about the art that you're doing. Get out there and say that it's for sale. Get out there and show the world what you're doing, and people will buy. It could be an NFT, it could be a T-shirt, it could be an oil painting. But the basic thing is get behind the stuff that you're doing and wave the fire. Like make the fire grow.
Yeah, that's true. Like, it's the same. It's like, it's marketing, online marketing in the end, which is also something I love about NFTs, because it feels like it's, I can just put everything I learned over the past decade, combine it, and, this comes out. And it seems to work, because like, the day before yesterday, I published this and somebody sold it. So it's just now getting it rolling. And I believe there's, a tipping point, and when the word spreads about collections and they pick up, and because there's so little supply, the demand grows higher, and then it can escalate really quickly that these collections here end up in with a high sales volume, because you can see like there's so many, it's just starting. This is right now is just the beginning. I read somewhere that the NFT art market is only 0.14% of the traditional art market. So there's a huge growth potential still for this.
Yeah, it's. I think it's like the right moment for a lot of artists to start dealing with this because it's just going to be better accepted by the public more and more. So
yeah. I mean, there will be resistance, and there's uncertainty also with like the crypto currency and stuff. But I think you need to have like somewhat of a belief that this is really something to stay. That this will be, in 10 years, if you look back at this time now, this is really the beginning, and the pieces and the collections that are created now will just become more desirable because we're the very first.
Yeah, and then places where like OpenSea, you can really create these NFTs at no cost. With like lazy minting, you can just leave them hanging there, and they've been created. I think it's just also like a way to better document your work. So you create some project, some art at home. A digital art piece. You take a cool picture, you make a cool video. You just like document it, upload it to Instagram, talk about it in your blog, send a newsletter, and create an NFT about it. And then it could be like really regular thing in your art practice. You're doing it every day, but I might see, some other creators doing like a weekly NFT of, something they created that specific week, like an NFT diaries or something.
Yeah, the possibilities are endless. Like, this is also not, you don't have to use pictures. You can also use videos, music. You can make photos of your paintings you made and upload them as NFTs. Like, they are really, very, like, we don't even know what is possible with them and the ways you can create them. Like,
well, the founder of Twitch, of the video gaming streaming platform, now offers his YouTube videos as NFTs, so you can buy an NFT of one of his videos. Elon Musk made a techno song talking about how stupid and vain NFTs are, and he made an NFT of his techno song. Arcade Fire, Kings of Leon launched an album now with NFT. So if you buy the NFT, you get front row tickets for them for the rest of your life. So
Jack Dorsey, like the founder of Twitter, is selling his first tweet for like 2.5 million.
Yeah, it's like I could get the recording of this podcast and sell it as an NFT if I wanted.
Totally, yeah. There's so many ways to create with them, and it's just a great tool and a great addition to whatever an artist is doing. Like, it's really worth exploring because it just has a huge potential.
Yeah, I wouldn't go on like drop everything you're doing and get into NFTs, because you need to have the artistic career surrounding that to sustain your long-term growth as a digital artist as well. But it's for sure like a very interesting way to monetize on all that extra material. How many of us that have like design or illustration jobs on the side get a client that wants an illustration, we do something, it never happens, and we're stuck with the illustration. Now we can transform it into an NFT, we can do something like that, or we can offer it as prints. It's just ways to deal with all the work that we're producing 24/7 anyways.
Yeah, that's true. It's just it's a great addition, like a great new marketplace to step the foot in, and it's also like a gold rush. I don't think everything that will be created now will succeed, because there are like probably hundreds of CryptoPunk clones, who do exactly the same, and a lot of them are successful because just the market isn't saturated at all, and most of the buyers aren't in the market yet, because there's also you have to be a bit technical or get into like also cryptos. You have to get the wallet, buy the Ethereum, and all that to get in. But when you do it, it actually it's not that complicated and hard to create like a collection.
Yeah, and the thing is, as artists, I just see this as an opportunity to stay ahead of the curve. Always super important, you know. I find an opportunity to diversify our incomes, also super important. And you know, it's like why would we, you know, stuck our heads in a hole in the ground, you know, when we can pay attention to what's happening in the bigger market world. You know, that this kind of stuff can have direct consequences to our careers as artists. So we need to pay attention to this, and
Yeah,
that's why, you know, we made this exhibition for you guys.
yeah, it's one of the first exhibitions like it's similar to the People or Hail the King, which did very well, and just to have like also the mixed medias, like there are photographers, there are like pixel art stuff, there are illustrations, and to just be one of the first, I think is really important. Like it's a great asset, like also in the long term, also for all the participating artists, because of the royalties that will pay for years, which is unheard of, like in the traditional market.
Yeah, and we're promoting it literally as one of the first exhibitions of NFTs because we don't know how many there have been so far, but we know it's one of the firsts. We're gonna be creating a 3D viewing room where we can see all the artworks together and walk through the gallery as we were in the good old days, you know, before the pest. The platform also will allow us to print out augmented reality tokens that we can put on our walls and see what this NFT would look like in our houses, which is like super cool. Um, we're gonna have 50 artists from all over the world, and I mean like all over the world. We got people coming, joining, and sending their work from, you know, like a lot of people, and so many fun different formats. You know, we got like super cute, weird animations. We have stuff made with artificial intelligence. We have Bitcats. We have crypto frogs. It's just like super cool, and I'm just happy to be able to do it about pineapples. It's my homage, you know, to the holy pineapple, and I just thought that it's whimsical and not too serious topic to make our first exhibition about. So if any of you listening has not sent it, send it. It's dropping on this Friday, the 20th. The 20th of March, the exhibition is going to be live. We're going to have like a virtual vernissage where we can talk and meet each other. And it's going to be lovely. So send your art. And I think with that, we kind of close the explaining what NFTs are and why you should care section of this episode. Like to open the floor for some questions, maybe. So, no questions?
I mean, maybe we can also like pick up from some of the questions you got 2 days ago when you did the live talk.
Yeah, well, I'll just pick them up, the ones that were from Instagram then.
Yep.
I've got somebody join. Alex. Alex is joining. So, some of the questions we got. How do you receive payments from an NFT sale? It's a bit unclear to me on how can directly tangible profit. How can I directly / tangibly profit from this? So yeah, when you're working with NFTs, you're gonna be getting payments through your crypto wallet, which is like real money and not real money at the same time. It's going to be probably stored as Ethereum, but you could at any point grab that money and send it to your bank account at the moment's quotation of Ethereum. So it's kind of like owning stocks. You don't own money, but you could sell that stocks at short notice to get your money out of there.
Yeah, I had, for example, like the sale I made. I had the money like from Ethereum to my bank account in like 15 minutes. So it's very quick, and the money, the dollars or euros you will get depend on the Ethereum course. Like on the day, like when I sold my Ethereum, it was like 1,450, and a couple of minutes later, 1,500. So yeah, it's a bit timing related how much then you will get.
Yeah, and it's also an interesting way where artists can actually generate Ethereum rather than mining it. They can create their crypto wealth by creating NFTs and selling them in the marketplace.
Yeah, which is great. I think that it's just also that you don't pay at all in euros or dollars on like the marketplaces, but just with Ethereum, because it's like just more direct and more transparent. At the same time, it would probably allow more buyers to buy the NFTs if the marketplaces would also allow like credit cards as a payment option, where it's then on the transferred into Ethereum on the marketplace itself.
Yeah, I heard that some platforms already offer like direct payments from credit cards, and I do think that that would be an interesting thing. But I do see that people are just inserting crypto into their lives more and more. So it's just I think in a sense it's just a matter of time that everybody will get more on board with this technology.
Yeah, yeah, it's. I also believe it's here to stay. I mean, we saw with Bitcoin like the rise in 2017, and people thought, Bitcoin is dead after it dropped to like 2,000 or so. But it's back. There is probably like this hype, this bullish cycle going on, and yeah, but like it's really about like the long term thing, and this is something that will just stay like the underlying blockchain, especially.
Yeah, and I think there's just going to be more and more technologies built on top of this, also to validate it. So at the end,
Yeah,
it's just
that's I picked up that this is also like one of the uncertainties, that the NFTs just exist digitally and you cannot really put it on your wall. I mean, you can print it out theoretically, but there's nothing to really do with it. Then rather than just keep it in your crypto wallet, and other people can see it on the marketplaces which NFTs you own. But I'm also sure that in the future there will just be more possibilities. Like people also send like digital art frames where you could display the
yeah,
NFTs.
and on the other hand, how many people just buy artworks for their investment value and just have them laying around in storage rooms in free ports where nobody can see them, and they're just like gathering dust, waiting for their value to grow up and be sold in auction again. And how many, and at the end of the day, we're not going to anybody else's house because of the pandemic, so we don't get to see other people's art. The only way to see other people's art right now is it's through their crypto wallets. So you know at the end of the day, we just like give value to so much stuff, on a day-to-day basis, that why not this? It's
No.
it's oh, there are whole cities being built on top of blockchain, where you can have and buy little portions of crypto real estate, and you pay with that in Ethereum, and people are opening art galleries inside of these places, and
Yeah, I saw that also today, that like an architect like sold like a 3D model of a house she made, like just as an NFT, like for $60,000, which you know it's probably also like when like virtual reality becomes more a thing, maybe this is also then some ways that can be integrated. Which I mean, it's all also everyone with my family, when I tell them, they all think like, what, I have no idea, no, I cannot imagine, what this is, because it's so hard to grasp, even for me, who is like very affine with like digital art and internet stuff. It's still like, takes a while to process this and to see the value in that.
Yeah, and I'm not telling us to start and evaluate what the consequences of NFTs are for the bigger art market now. I think it's just important for us to pay attention and to keep in mind and keep an open mind to how we can, as artists, take better use of this technology.
Yeah, yeah, and the potentials, this offers are just very exciting. Like, especially with the recurring royalties you get from, like, just when your artwork sells in 10 years, that you still get a portion of the sales price, is just super amazing. And yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think that's a pretty high note to end the episode today. Does anybody have any final questions for today regarding this exhibition, regarding NFTs? If not, well, guys, I'd like to thank you all for joining. Thank Vincent for explaining a little bit how to make crypto money out of fake art, or real money out of real art. Depends on your point of view.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Stefan. Thank you, Vincent.
Thank you as well, Stefan.
Okay, guys.
Looking forward to the drop.
We'll be seeing you on Saturday for the exhibition drop.
Cool. You're going to obviously send us all the details.
Of course. They're going through email tonight. Okay, guys. Then in that case, big hug for everybody and have a good evening, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.